he's shot, he said that.
First of all, Hitler and Stalin were very singular types, and there's a bit of Hitler and Stalin in everyone. So
Hitler and everyone? Really?
Can you PLS give a couple of examples of the transphobia? My dad doesn't believe me that JP is.
Here's the thing. That's crazy not to believe that Jordan Peterson's transphobic. This interview with Jim Jeffries is pretty good. Jim Jeffries isn't like a leftist or anything, but he still fucking owned him just by like saying his own points out loud. There's so much. I mean, Jordan Peterson built his entire career on belittling trans people for the sake of free speech. Initially, he built his career, I mean, this is, I think, an interview about it, lying about Canadian Bill C-16, saying that it's going to jail you if you misgender someone, when all it did was include trans people in the list of protected categories to qualify as a hate crime, which is more than reasonable. Is he not tired? Like the mental loops are getting to be a lot? No. Jeffrey's interview.
Peterson, do you have any comments on the Nazi presence at your protest?
Yeah, that's true. He like attracted Nazis and then just like was like, no, they're not Nazis. They're just people with different ideas.
Yeah, I don't like Nazis.
I don't like them, but I'm going to appeal to them in every possible way.
2 years ago, he was an unknown psychology professor at the University of Toronto, but today he's been called the most influential public intellectual in the Western world.
That's fucking insane. Whoever wrote this New York Times article genuinely should be in prison. He's pulling a Kanye in slow motion. I mean, basically, it's the same. That's my point, though. That's my point, is that everything Kanye is doing is what conservatives already do. He's just like taking that extra step towards the reality of what they all advocate for and doing it publicly, and they don't like that.
It started when Canada proposed a new transgender rights law. I sat down.
This is actually a really great introduction into Jordan Peterson.
I opposed a bill in Canada that made use of people's preferred pronouns mandatory by law.
Which is not true. I said earlier he lied about Canadian Bill C-16 because that is not what the law says. That's not at all what it says, but that's what he said over and over and over again.
No, that's not acceptable.
Why do you care
what
they call?
Yeah, exactly. Why does it fucking matter? It doesn't. Kanye's speedrunning anti-Semitism. He's speedrunning conservatism, and he's already gotten to the end. Like, the only step further for Kanye is to literally start firebombing synagogues. That's the only thing where so many students have nowhere else to go. That's fucking free speech. He's just outnumbered, and it makes him sad.
So Peterson started posting YouTube videos railing against political correctness.
Yeah, and his lectures are just batshit. It's like I've made several videos with Jordan and, you know, on my own about his lectures are just fucking insane. This dude was addicted to benzos, and it's fucking obvious in the way he speaks.
It's absolutely pathetic.
And conservatives ate that shit up.
1.5 million hits later, this has become a huge issue.
Jordan Peterson, it's hard to express my gratitude.
I hate Tucker Carlson. Like, the things I want to say about Tucker Carlson would get me banned on more platforms than Alex Jones. I just want to say that now. I have to hold my tongue every time Tucker Carlson comes into the conversation, because legitimately I would be canceled for how much I hate this motherfucker. Not by the left.
They set up PA systems with white noise.
But also,
they're connecting to the fucking Bluetooth speaker, I think. Pussy. Debate them, Jordan. Debate their ideas. Come on. Are you just like shut down? Come on.
Noise have to be white? Don't you feel it like...
Even when he laughs at jokes.
Don't you feel it like shutting down a panel like that, even if the things that are being said are horrendous, is stifling free speech in any way?
Yes. Of course it's stifling free speech, but free speech isn't automatically a positive thing. And that's like, it's like controversial to say that in America, but it's like, bro, if free speech includes Hitler, then he will use his speech to suppress more marginalized speech. Freedom of speech, in the way that we understand it in America, means freedom of speech for the powerful. Freedom of speech for those who are immune to the marginalization that comes with being POC, that comes with being a woman, that comes with being trans or queer in America. Like, Jordan Peterson has a platform because he's a fucking boring white man, and people take him seriously more so than any other demographic. He's Canadian. Do they even have free speech? No, that's the funniest point. And neither does Australia. America fucking brain rot has completely infested the world.
No, I'm exercising my right to use free speech to criticize them.
Exactly. Why don't you free speech? Why doesn't Jordan free speech their free speech away?
Peterson doesn't like
Should be free speech as well?
Yes.
Crazy.
Because the issue is who defines hate speech.
The victims of it, probably. And like the people who recognize that they're marginalized. Like that's a crazy thing to say. Who's to define that the N-word is bad? To some people it's not very bad. Think about it.
Looks to me like Peterson and the alt-right aren't fucking. But he doesn't mind flirting.
It's interesting. Couple of things going on here to think about.
And he also seems to enjoy being a bit provocative.
I don't really think of it as delivering a lecture to an audience. The closest thing really that it
This suit is fucking hideous. This is disgusting.
compares to is probably stand-up comedy. It's something I really admire about comedians too, is that they'll take that risk.
College students, the postmodern types, they're so ungrateful. You can't force me to respect you. It's just not possible. I am not going to be a mouthpiece for language that I detest.
Like, it hurts your feelings, so you don't want to use pronouns. I'm translating what you're saying from fucking dumbass fake intellectual speak into real human speak. It hurts his feelings, so he doesn't want to use pronouns because it makes him feel confused.
It's like stand-up, but instead of laughs, it creates liberal outrage, especially on college campuses.
We quite successfully shut down their panel event.
Meet Christine Elizabeth. She's led a series of protests against Peterson. And the goal isn't just to voice an opinion, it's to censor Peterson completely.
Extremely based.
Students didn't buy it, so they protested his classes, called him a Nazi, and labeled him transphobic.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, the Nazis classically were very into trans people. It's well known that the Nazis they really, you know, burned through a lot of trans literature because they were reading it so fast and so hard. They really concentrated all the trans people into camps for fun. Again, it looks like a duck, it quacks like a duck. That duck's a fucking Nazi because he does all the things that Nazis do. The irony is Jordan hates this. Part of Jordan Peterson, Charlie Kirk, Milo Yiannopoulos, Nick Fuentes, part of their initial rise to prominence on the internet was to say that, you know, oh, they're censoring me on college campuses. Brother, that's just free speech. This is true freedom of speech. The freedom to speak truth to power of all of these fucking nobody students coming up to this fucking charlatan who's come to fucking convert and to fester primitive ideology in a place of learning and understanding, to foster hate in a place where so many students have nowhere else to go. That's fucking free speech. He's just outnumbered, and it makes him sad.
So Peterson started posting YouTube videos railing against...
They set up PA systems with white noise.
But also,
They're connecting to the fucking Bluetooth speaker, I think. Pussy. Debate them, Jordan. Debate their ideas. Come on. You just like shut down. Come on.
Noise have to be white? Don't you feel it like...
Even when he laughs at jokes.
Don't you feel that like shutting down a panel like that, even if the things that are being said are horrendous, is stifling free speech in any way?
Yes. Of course it's stifling free speech, but free speech isn't automatically a positive thing. And it's like controversial to say that in America, but it's like, bro, if free speech includes Hitler, then he will use his speech to suppress more marginalized speech. Freedom of speech, in the way that we understand it in America, means freedom of speech for the powerful. Freedom of speech for those who are immune to the marginalization that comes with being POC, that comes with being a woman, that comes with being trans or queer in America. Like, Jordan Peterson has a platform because he's a fucking boring white man, and people take him seriously more so than any other demographic. He's Canadian. Do they even have free speech? No, that's the funniest point. And neither does Australia. America fucking brain rot has completely infested the world.
No, I'm exercising my right to use free speech to criticize them.
Exactly. Why don't you free speech? Why doesn't Jordan free speech their free speech away?
Peterson doesn't like to see if he can bend.
Yeah, he doesn't like being told what to do. Like a 7-year-old, like a baby.
Making people bake a cake for a gay wedding.
Making them do it?
Yeah.
I don't think that's a very good idea.
But here's the argument. So should they be able to deny making a cake for a black couple if they don't like black people?
Allowed to? Probably. That doesn't mean it's right.
Okay, so then we had the civil rights movement. where they said,
like, he just like, with one question, made Jordan Peterson anti-civil rights. With one question, made him put him on the position of being anti-civil rights. That's how little this man thinks before he opens his mouth.
black people, you had to serve them in your restaurants and stuff like that.
Yeah, true. He's not being censored. He's being told to go somewhere the fuck else. True.
It did work, and it did make our society better, but would you argue that that still wasn't right?
No, that was right.
Why is that different to now if you didn't want to make a cake for black people?
Maybe it's not.
Maybe it's not.
Maybe it's not different.
Dude, they fucking covered it in so much shit when that's like the biggest part of the video. That should be this clip should be fucking everywhere, but this video has 177,000 views. And honestly, week to change.
God never made you gay. God never made you this way. You're a product of your environment. You're a product of your culture. You're a product of a vulture coming away, eating at your soul. Bro, listen to these words that I say. You was not gay. Don't be 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 gay. Come